Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing? It's 9 PM here in the UK, it's 10 PM most other places in Europe. You're watching the Promenade Ballroom. As per usual, I'm your host, Kakatsukoi, and I'm drinking a nice hot chocolate to soothe my sore throat. So you're not going to see me on commentary today, you're going to see, or I guess hear, Araya and Viva. How are you two doing?
I'm pretty okay. And it's you said it's 9 in the UK, 10 in everywhere in Europe. It's 11 here.
It's 11 in Lithuania. I made the same mistake when I had 2-0 on as well.
No, it's exactly in between. It's half past 10.
It is half. Yeah, we're a little bit late tonight.
It's half past 11.
Yeah.
What's your point?
My brother in Christ, you chose this commentary slot.
I lead a
Fair
busy
enough.
life. I'm sorry for the delay.
Fair enough. But without further ado, let's let Cake recover, because we all need his health for upcoming weeklies, for more events, and more commentary in his future.
No, Cake's health is optional for this event.
What do you mean optional? Do you think that we're gonna be? Are you saying that we're gonna be gathering money to support his livelihood for these events and in his life and beyond his life, huh?
Damn, I do kind of wanna like cage Cake's soul in the phylactery, so he is forced to run these events for all eternity. Now that you mention
I
it.
have Viva on here one fucking time. Holy shit.
Okay.
Just getting it out of the way before the commentary, you know.
Yeah. We need to get all the funnies out of the way. Let's keep up with the event that is happening. That is the Promenade Ballroom. A first to 10 match here between two players that brought their own partners, and this time we have Ordanen versus Sleepy.
Yeah.
Alright. Our players are now already gaming, not letting the intros roll, just getting in. Alright, so you're the Narmaya specialist, Viver, to be honest, and I'm pretty sure that you have always to say things about Narmaya. How does this matchup look? Let's get this out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, Viver is dead.
Viva is, yeah, I can't see his reactive. I think his internet might have done it funny. But yeah.
That looks like a funny that we're gonna give Ordanen this first round as well, because he did do a very funny pressure on Sleepy.
So I'm gonna like interject just while we wait for Viva to reappear. So we had Sleepy on it. We've had Sleepy on Ballroom a couple of times now, and
It's a Narmaya.
This is not the character that we are used to seeing. Yeah, it's Narmaya.
Nope, nope.
I haven't actually seen the Sleepy Narmaya yet, so I'm interested to see what it's cooking. Though currently, right now, not a lot of that cooking is happening initially.
Honestly, you missed Sleepy's Narmaya on the weeklies, because Sleepy did play in Narmaya then. Yeah, and she did win her set.
Nice.
She does cook. She does have some mechanical issues with Narmaya combos. Dropping the undroppables, basically.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. But right now, we can see that... Oh, this cam flash not working out. Ordanen is just ready. Nope. Honestly, I feel that this is going to be determined on how Sleepy is good at dealing with general pressure. Because, you want it or not, Ort is the... How should I say? Ort is the Yuel labber. He's the one that has delving into Yuel tech for the longest of time. But at the same time, given his playstyle, he has pretty solid way of pressuring people. And it showed on the first match here. Sleepy did have issues dealing with.
Yeah, so for how long have I been silent?
Ordanen just absolutely mauled the Sleepy on defense and absolutely did an amazing whip punch here.
Yeah, I was assuming that I was solo commentating the entry first round, so I assume I actually wasn't audible at all.
Yeah. Something happened there on your side.
Yeah, I blame Discord. It absolutely was Discord. Discord for some reason did not want to patch my voice through, or your voices through to me.
Just use that first ticket for the technical issues, and let's get back to the match. You still have the game on?
Yes. I've been connected to the internet bench time.
All right. So I wanted to ask you the first side here, and because I'm not particularly knowledgeable about Narmaya's matchups because honestly we don't see that many Narmayas. I was about to ask how's the Yuel matchup for Narmaya.
It's a bit weird. I don't think I used to dislike this matchup quite a bit, but right now I think it's perfectly manageable. You just kind of have to RPS bet good more often than bad, because you're going to be in a lot of situations against Yuel, but your art is a lot better there, and you can kind of play neutral reasonably well. So it does boil down to that, but you have to kind of really get used to where Yuel's for medium works and where it doesn't, and where it is a threat, you know. That's something you really got to get used to, in my opinion, because Yuel for medium is a threat from a longer range than where Narmaya is usually threatened by, and she's going to have to adjust her spacing for that. Be a bit more aggressive on the whiff punishes, but at the same time not whiff punish all the time, so that you're like, so that Yuel doesn't get too much free space, which is good.
Or creating the horizontal pressure with Setsuna if possible.
Yeah, I mean you can do that. If you find yourself a bit further out, then you throw out the EX Setsuna. That's always a good idea. I do.
Honestly, like I can see like most of the shenanigans that Narmaya can struggle against Narmaya like that.
Yeah.
But honestly, this is not looking. I wouldn't say this is looking like a match between the Yuel and Narmaya. We're seeing a match against Ordanen and Sleepy, and Sleepy is definitely having some trouble against Ordanen. There are two main issues I can already see. One is misconfirming the far H's on Genji.
Well, that is hard though. Just try to rush confirm them. It don't matter that much.
Honestly, most of the time Sleepy, quote unquote, killed herself. Was just like going for these and misconfirming.
Okay, but real talk. If you're going to want to confirm these as Narmaya, if you want to confirm into command, you always use the EX because the EX is faster and cancel it more quickly. Confirming into non-EX is kind of really handicapping yourself as far as being able to confirm those, and you can basically only go for that like for situational confirms. That's a lack of knowledge.
Stance and then shenanigans. Really, I got nothing to say about Orden's play here.
That's a vintage DP.
Yeah, that's a vintage. That is just some emotion cracking inside there and Sleepy and say.
Yeah. So.
I don't know. Like, first of all, was the misconfirming on those far H's because really you're putting yourself in the punish ranges where Ordanen will know the punish. It's not a question if he will do it. He knows it. He will execute it on you. So you might as well.
Are we in the next game currently?
I don't know. It is on indefinite. Please wait.
Yeah.
Oh, we're back. Okay.
We're back. Just a little loading bug. So this does work out.
So the first foremost, I can't blame Sleepy much about the mechanical issues like that. Oh, nice. Oh, why did that drop?
Because she cancelled the command dash too late. This should hit. That's a combo.
Alright.
Okay. Another thing that I would advise a Narmaya player in this matchup is to try and never space buttons on whiff. Because chances are you're not going to be able to counterpoke Yuel successfully. Medium is kind of really good at crushing counterpokes, especially because Narmaya doesn't have a real counterpoke in the first place. So you're trying to space yourself either out of the range and whiff punishing something that Yuel does, or you're trying to move in and go for like these buttons on hit or whiff or kind of rush confirms. I mean, Narmaya is also this kind of character that should be spending like 100% of a meter on rush in this match. So as in this matchup, for example.
Here we go. This is what you're talking about.
I mean, you should generally also try to never whiff for heavy for similar reasons. If your opponent can whiff punish, Yuel can usually.
Yuel has probably one of the best tools to whiff punish it.
There's better tools to whiff punish it. Like against Percival, you definitely never want to whiff it. That boy has extremely good tools to whiff punish it. Yuel does reasonably well, but she has to be kind of playing not very aggressive in the first place.
See? Here we go, DP's on that, gets the micro scam flash.
Also, another thing that I would tell Sleepy is, if you're playing Narmaya, you need to rethink the way you structure your pressure. Any close light-based pressure, any habits you've got from other characters where you use a lot of close light and pressure need to be unlearned, because Narmaya's close light is a minus on what normal.
Yeah.
It does relatively poorly in pressure. You're not going to get counter confirms. You're going to need to retrain yourself to use Kagura to end, or either of her crouching lights.
Yeah, definitely. I think that people do forget the fact. Nice space control. People do forget the fact that Narmaya and I think Lancelot are the two only characters that have no close or far light definition. They're only one button.
Yeah. This does already feel like Sleepy doesn't have any real idea of what kind of options she even wants to use in neutral. What she's going to be waiting for, or where to like.
Don't really write off Sleepy that much. Sleepy is playing pretty well on choosing what stance she wants to be in what ranges. At the very least, having the idea that you want to use Genji in neutral and Kagura in pressure is already good. This is good as well. These rush confirms are very, very excellent from Sleepy.
And that's another Ballroom whiff. That's definitely something you cannot afford against Yuel. That would be one of the biggest pieces of advice against Yuel. You don't whiff. You either try to whiff punish, or you try to preemptively poke. But any counter poke
honestly,
against
if you
Yuel
want
will usually fail.
Sorry for cutting there, but honestly, if you want to like throw a button at that range, I feel that going for Satsuna is better. If you agree,
probably if you want to. And then, I'm kind of cautious in terms of throwing buttons against Yuel, because if she throws far medium, that's it. So this depends on how the Yuel plays. Like Ordanen definitely is at the moment not punishing any overly passive plays that Sleepy would go for. So I feel like Sleepy could be definitely trying to shift the match in another way by saying, okay, I'm going to accept that there's going to be a lot of far mediums happening on screen, but I will try to play the RPS that happens when I block one of them. As we've already said, Narmaya is a character that has relatively high damage, and if she plays the RPS successfully, then she's got offense against Yuel. That's kind of good too.
So if I have to summarize a bit here, currently this whole matchup, how it's going, is mostly Sleepy is making mistakes which Ordanen is more than capable of capitalizing off.
Sleepy doesn't quite know the matchup. This is a match, because I feel like this is a match we have to kind of know, but this is okay, yeah. Has to RPS here, that's fine.
Plus frames, not gonna hold that, yeah. Choosh! Big farming
definitely, the way Ordanen is playing right now, Ordanen is still relatively preemptively using from mediums. So, as Narmaya, you would want to not be too active yourself. You're going to be trying to move back so that the spacing Ordanen goes for mediums that is often relatively close to max range. If you establish walking back quite a lot in neutral, then there's a chance Ordanen will whiff those for mediums, and you can whiff punish them. It's relatively easy.
Yeah, they're high recovery. There's another thing that people I feel forget about FRMs. One way or another, Yuel has to cancel the FRM. It's punishable.
Yes.
Right?
That's what. It's -7, right? That's not always punishable again. If it's -7, then Narmaya will often not get a punish. It depends on range. Like Narmaya's punish options faster than 8 frames kind of dreadful, so she often doesn't get a punish there.
Alright, I see. Well, still,
she doesn't have a 7 frame normal, and 6 frame normals. She doesn't have a real far light either. So in both cases, she does sometimes lack the punish options.
Alright, I see. Well, still, one way or another, Yuel will honestly still attempt to cancel the PRM. So that means that Yuel is still putting herself at some sort of disadvantage, even if you block it. So if you're trying to space out the PRM, playing more, as you said, playing more passively, you will get one of the two cases. You're gonna be either with punishing the FRM, or you're gonna be blocking the FRM into cancel disadvantageous position, or you're gonna be playing the...
That's a correct answer, by the way. Sorry, please continue.
It was a good correct answer. On the grid?
It's guaranteed.
Yeah.
So, please continue.
Nice rush there. Yeah, so the end idea is that you're right on the playing on the passive side, but you have to remember what kind of options that Yuel can place after the block Starlit Sky, the backflip, the sick RP SDP, the doing nothing, spot dodging, doing other shenanigans like going into stance if you're gonna be trying to get a longer poke on the back. Also, there's a question I have. Oh,
Yes.
there's a question I have though. Does Narmaya have a button that deals with both backflip options?
Yeah, I think so. She can usually press something there. Feels relatively reliable. Her pokes will usually catch both options, especially the heavies.
Alright, yeah, that's really good then. That means that the backflip is not particularly scary it shouldn't be really scary for Narmaya. Right, so still, this is a match that is going 5-0, and Ordanen is still showing a very, very dominant playstyle, I feel, against Sleepy. It's mostly...
That doesn't work, by the way. Narmaya will not have get these kind of hard dares. It's a Kaguya element.
One thing that I should give credit where credit is due for Sleepy. Sleepy understands the...
Nice.
Sleepy understands the value of the corner. I've seen some very, very interesting ways of escaping the corner, and those are really good. But unfortunately, not always come flashes. There was a very cute moment where she ran up and just super jumped out.
Yeah. Still at the point where Sleepy is being relatively active and neutral and just letting that layer 0 of UL of the far mediums work out. Especially, for example, like on poke on block for medium happens. There's no real way to... You could have captured this, but generally it's a solid situation.
2M is 8 frames plus 1?
Why would you say that it's 8 frames? It should have at this point been a 7 framer. Here's the thing, it's actually a bit dependent on the range. Like on very tip range it's 8 frames. The range is at 7.
Because I was wondering...
That should at the very least clash. Like there's no real reason that that should have lost.
Ah yes, forgot that.
Oh my god, that is the DP of giving up.
Yep, the resignation was just put down on the table there. Honestly, shouldn't have. I probably resigned on the fact that Setsuna... Yeah, I feel that it was resignation because Sleepy learned the fact that Setsuna is not a projectile.
That was the right answer from Sleepy there to the backdrop, but done too late. And no, we're not blocking on wake up. I feel like Ordanen... When is Ordanen actually throwing? I feel like this is definitely a no mix-up situation where Sleepy keeps getting hit for no reason.
I did mention at the start when you were gone that Sleepy, I feel that from the start already crumbles on the defense side. And it's mostly from particularly not showing situations where Sleepy is playing patiently enough for Ordanen to change how he pressures. He's doing very solid pressure, like the solid strike, and it will always counter hit somewhere.
Yes. You got RPS correctly in this matchup. Sometimes you just get hit. I mean, in any matchup, but here you're going to be RPS and sometimes you get hit. Sometimes you walk forward and get hit by far medium. That's just not avoidable.
Oh yeah, the parry stance does not parry lows, and Ordanen is using low to meanie, so hey, too bad.
Okay, that's a good corner escape.
Jumping out of Gurren does help. Unfortunately, that was a misconfirm of some sorts, and now you're looking...
I'd call it a gamble, but not a successful one. We've got a rush here which doesn't solve many of the issues in the situation.
Yeah, they're unclean inputs as well. They're probably working forward, trying to go into command dash.
And we've got another whiff.
Really? Why is... Honestly, Sleepy...
So I believe Sleepy is neutral in this situation generally reads kinda scared to me. I really don't want the Keeper to get in. I don't want this character to approach me at all. I must press buttons to keep her off me, and I must generally also Yeah, it just is kind of she's kind of scared on some way of Yuel approaching and Yuel getting in. I feel like that's what we are whiffing buttons here for. That's at least what that would cover, right? In this matchup, preemptive buttons, counter books like that mostly cover Yuel trying to run in or take too much space.
But
they
right
don't
now,
cover too much. This works.
but right
Also-
now, Ordanen is not particularly just running in as much. Like these jump-ins are probably the only indication that he's very going in as a rushdown.
No.
And the jump-ins are usually just to call out Setsunas or any other option like that, or a heavy button.
Yeah, Ordanen is always using for medium to approach currently.
Yeah, and he's approaching very carefully as well. All of his main openings were just with punishes. Oh, you can't DP that.
That was a bit vintage. Nice.
Oh,
this should
Scam
be a
Flash?
lot of damage.
Yeah, that's gonna be... I don't know about the going full into auto combo. This won't do that much damage as you would have been with less hits in.
Ordanen definitely also always has been going for a throw tag after a single hit on block, after a tick throw. They're also pretty late once again because
Yeah.
Narmaya after close light is not in a good situation. But that's also a habit that Sleepy could be kind of trying to exploit. Like her offense has yielded very poor results altogether on Ordanen. I don't believe that she's managed to break his defense off at all.
Oh, missed Antier there.
Didn't expect it, but it's fine. Like look at
honestly-
how little damage you're taking here.
To add to your didn't break defense, I feel if I look at it, the whole like 8 sets that we went through, Sleepy was almost never on the offensive.
Yes. We've got knockdowns here, but they're not going too much. Okay, that's a
not
good back throw.
capitalized on it.
A really good back throw from Ordanen. And a solid hit confirmed from CP here as well. I will excuse not going for the Taikisa right now.
Yeah. Gonna burn the SBA to burn the cash. That's not a one throw situation. And here's the panic OD from Sleep. What?
Nice!
Tough. Alright, I see how it is. Both players decided to walk forward and press forward. Jump the jump scare in neutral.
I'm not sure what kind of handshake this is.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Listen, both of you, just do half circles. For love of God. Alright.
Or easy inputs. You're going to be training for Rising with that.
Anyways, sometimes you have to be harsh when you judge how the match goes or anything. Well, the match, speaking about harsh, the match failed to connect.
That is an issue.
Yes, it is definitely an issue. But we're going into how I should put it harshly. Very likely the last match of the first ballroom.
Why would you have a special interest in putting this harshly?
Because I'll be real here. Sleepy does learn
Harsh,
the
a rat.
Narmaya.
You are literally a rat.
What the f*** Ian?
Rodent.
God damn it. I am a rodent just trying to say that I'm probably making Sleepy mad right now, so Sleepy would use the energy to finally block.
Oh, no.
Oh, that almost looked like a very reverse PhD situation.
Ordanen got lost in the souls. This is going to be a rush that wins.
Yep. Well, I feel
know,
Scam Flash. You're going for Scam Flash? Yeah.
What I would have done, what I would have done in this situation would have not been a Scam Flash, but just an EX Moonflip. Moonflip is just EX, but Moonflip basically is just a blast boosting jumper. Whenever you would want to jump in, just go for that instead.
Yeah. That works.
It's honestly really good in a bunch of matchups, and if you want to scam, you can go for that.
You have to be prepared to anti-air the Moonflip, yes.
Yeah.
Also,
especially characters with low TP can be really screwed against that sometimes. Oh, that's a really good confirm. That's been too late on the special cancel. Narmaya is a character that requires quite a bit of investment in those special cancels. Oh, the Malady! That's really nice exploitation of the habit that we've already pointed out from Ordanen to take up to press button up to tick throw, and we get the first thingamajiggy, the first undroppable of the set.
Yeah, that's gonna be big opener
Nice!
and nice. Oh, the drop. I like these rush confirms from Sleepy. Unfortunately, they're not capitalized enough.
And there we go, we've had another counterpoke attempt that this time just got crushed by...
By the way,
this
I'm
character.
liable to say a meme. Restore.
Not necessary. But we have Sleepy standing up for the 10-0. And thus we see the end of Miss Sleepy's Narmaya arc.
Yes, definitely.
Mhm.
Yes.
I mean, what we're seeing here kind of is a part not enough Narmaya experience altogether in not going for the really funny Narm pressure yet. The one that involves a lot of 2Ms, a bunch of 2Ls, and crisp micro dashes. As well as like not being quite quick enough on the trigger with like the hit confirm switch, basically. I mean, it is a quarter circle back, half circle forward motion essentially. It takes some effort to just crank out, especially considering that the timing on the quarter circle forward changes depending on whether you're going to do a draw or cancelling or doing it slightly late. It's funny. And it's also changing depending on whether you go for EX or non-EX command dash, just as a treat. And
Yeah.
aside from that, a lot of the remaining stuff is a mixture of mental and lack of your matchup knowledge. And I feel like if you don't know what how this matchup even looks like, then your mental is going to take a lot more damage a lot more quickly.
Yes,
Because I feel like in this situation you feel like there's nothing you can do in neutral. So you gotta gamble. You gotta gamble a lot on defense and on offense or anything.
Definitely. And also, the one thing is that you have to recognize that, okay, really, those with punishes from Ordanen were not lucky ones. It was already established, maybe game 3, right? So if you're trying to turn on your own self-feedback machine, and you're doing a long game, right?
Yeah.
Like, imagine that right now, this is a first to 10, yes, there are enough games to adapt, but at the same time, just think of it as like you're going into casuals. Are you gonna go into always doing the same thing over and over again? Or are you gonna be, damn, I see what you're doing, let me try something about it. You got time. And one of the things that we did mention with Viver is more passive gameplay. Let the far M rock or make that far M whiff.
What I would say mostly would be making sure to not whiff your buttons at all, and but try to also reduce the amount of buttons you altogether press. You're going to be. I feel like if Yuel presses for medium and it whiffs or is blocked, it tangentially is not good for her. If you play that RBS correctly, Narmaya tends to come out on top, I believe. So you're going to be kind of forcing her of pressing for medium a lot with that, or make her think a lot about when she's going to be pressing for medium, which is your cue to be a bit more aggressive with your spacing, and press buttons preemptively. Try to like slice her ankles or something. Hit those poke range far mediums or far heavies. That is generally, I think, how I would play the matchup. How it is going to become a lot more stable for Narmaya. I mean, sometimes you can also just kind of go for. I mean, if you've got the full attention of Yuel on the ground or something, you can go for the funnies. But that's something you can definitely throw out in a tournament set, but in the first to 10, it's not going to make a big difference.
Honestly, just figured
every far medium, if you can do that, you're going to be a rising god. You could have spotched Raging Strike before that. Far medium is a 9-frame normal.
You could actually deal with 9 rollback frame overheads.
That's some fucking Hinoki no bullshit.
Yes, definitely.
But
I have.
Go on. If you have anything more.
Yeah, just last idea is this might sound a terrible advice.
Mhm.
But right now, think in the long run. If your opponent is always doing the same option, regardless if it's an offense, if it's in defense, you either A, exploit it, or B, force him to do something else. You've been whiff punished quite a bit. Ordanen was doing only strike options on offense, right? He's always an offense resetting you with backflip and Guren, which you started jumping out and you got some good mileage and DPs out of it. But these two are probably the main reason why you've been losing. Because one, you've lost in neutral because of the far out whiffs, and B, you lost on defense because you basically tried to get out of the pressure that was not particularly, being oppressive, honestly.
This is correct, but you must, if you're in the heat of battle like this, first take a bit of time to, after losing a game, to refocus and touch some metaphorical grass and clean out your head a bit.
You can't
Okay.
You can't touch metaphorical grass by going back to a lobby and character select.
Yes. That's what I would recommend, because recognizing that your opponent is always exploiting you with one thing that's nice. If you recognize it and if you know how to stop it, then you can definitely punish them hard for it. But in the heat of the moment, it might be your head might be so full of fuck that you can't actually, you do not have the perspective to see what's even killing you. You just see that you're losing. So just slowing it down mentally at that point can definitely be worth a bit. You might want to be able to recognize that that's currently happening to you and then take a mental reset.
Alright, yeah, with that, we congratulate Ordanen with a 10-0 victory over Sleepy's Narmaya, and we're gonna let Cake roll what he wanted to say.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna be like, oh yeah, we're gonna cut to a 5-minute break real quick, and then you guys had so much to say that I've managed to get everything that I wanted to do during the break done while you guys are talking. So we're just gonna move into our next set in a second. Before that, excuse me. Of course, you can see promo Ballroom on your screen right now. Have not yet updated to remove CEST. We are in CET every Tuesday and Thursday, 10 p.m. CET.
That absolutely killed me today.
Yeah, I know. But I am not able to run Ballroom at the normal times next week. However, I'm going to try and run something similar, just on a different day. So keep your eyes out for that. I also went through how we are going to be doing a Ballroom finale. That is on the 16th, Thursday the 16th, where we're going to have 3 sets. Start an hour earlier. We're going to have commentary by myself and Fitz, and it should be a grand old time. If you want to see the full announcement for that, you can type !PRM news in the chat, and that'll take you to the challenge announcement post. Also included in that announcement post was the fact that I'm planning on branching out Ballroom to other regions come Rising. That's not going to be immediately upon the game's release, but will be very soon afterwards. So hey, if you're watching from North America or maybe other regions and you want to see events like this, you want exhibitions kind of in a casual sense, then let me know, because we're going to be aiming to run a few more things. And yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say. I'm just going to let the air hang for a little bit so I know where to cut the VOD so I can upload it easier.